Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Needles and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Terry Adwin.
Hi.
And Carvet.
That's your service and your families.
And it is time to head straight into the game news. And this week the news is that there were interviews with Standing Stone Games. And
other news.
Other little things, yes.
Yeah, this was an article that Arid put together. We've already talked about the producer's letter, but it talks about the producer's letter and some additional interviews that have happened since. And so there's just little snippets of things that have been said that are kind of compiled into, like, if it's too much for you to go out and find all of this news that's happening on all of these different things, you can read this article and get like a digest.
All right. And is there anything really nice and juicy in there that we need to mention?
Not, well, I don't know.
There's some really cool stuff. I've read a lot of it.
I mean, I read through it. I just don't know that we need to mention it because it might be spoilery for people. So read the article. It's honestly, it's not that
spoilery. Yes.
It's not that long.
This is pretty cool. There's like a topo map of what could possibly be Mordor. A topography map. That's pretty cool.
And how did they generate this?
It's either a snapshot of something or they used some kind of it looks more like a aerial photography map of like a natural river delta or something, but it looks more Mordorish based on the way the geography is. So it could very well be something that they built out already in game as geography from a bird's eye view. And it's interesting because Mordor looks almost as if it was formed as a river flow of a canyon based on this map. It's almost as if there was a flood and then like a good chunk of the landscape almost deteriorated because of some kind of acid corrosion, and as the acid poured off the landscape and kind of just flowed away like rivers, it took chunks of the land with it. And so it's interesting. It's pretty cool. Could also be Google Maps, yeah. Who knows? It's Middle Earth, the new Google app, Mordor Earth.
Mordor Earth.
Yeah.
Also, 19.3 launched this week, and there's a photo in this article of the Seat of the Eldar.
It's cool looking.
Not seen it already.
It's cool. It's a really nice looking horse. I played around with the housing update this morning. It was kind of fun.
Well, I haven't had a chance to do much with the housing yet, but I do have two characters that are using the new horse.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on that horse.
Yeah, yes, because the characters I have that are wearing white or gold, they're the ones that are going to be using the horse because I think it goes well with them.
Makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So with that done, let's head into our store sales. Anything exciting and wonderful on sale this week?
Well, the free sample's pretty cool because it's a skill and Slayer deep boost ×1. Use coupon code SKILLITUP 1 time per account. And then we have 30% off legendary junk.
Legendary stuff. You know, if you have LOTRO points to burn and you don't have somebody yelling in the background, you totally could burn some of those LOTRO points on stuff that you don't have to then go out and grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's head into our site news, and we'll begin with the community events for February 10th through the 16th.
I'm sorry, can I go back to store sales for a minute?
Oh, okay.
If you have LOTRO points to burn and you really just can't find anything else to spend them on other than legendary crap, you can buy me ponies. Okay, now we can move on.
Let's get back to the community events. The fluffy unicorns. All right.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's an interesting name for a music group. Yes, usual.
Sounds very colorful anyway.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a significant use of rose and plum dyes.
Hey, it's better than yellow.
You know, if it was yellow, they could be like the lemon twists. But yeah. Wow.
The lemon twist or the buttercups.
Yeah, there you go. I think buttercups would have a little bit more of a golden color to it, actually.
Well, maybe. All right. Then let's head to the ensemble in the lore hall. And this is a little...
Sort of an addendum to community events. It was something that happened today. This is just a more in-depth article of what the event was.
Right, and talking about that and giving a little sample to that if you wish to hear that.
Classy music in Brie. It's fantastic. This is Gondor quality opera in the quaint hamlet of Brie. Come and see them tour.
And then Andang posted a question. What would you like with Mordor?
Personally, I'm thinking keys. More keys to go with more doors.
Ah! You want to get through the doors?
Yes. Maybe even some doorknob polish, because it sounds like there's a lot of doors.
Right.
I don't know. Doorknob polish sounds like they're wanting us to do a lot of work.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. That would be the new grind.
More door polish. Can you imagine? Yes. The Rangers are now cleaning up after Sauron's reign, and they need your help. You must go out and gather herbs and berries to make door polish.
Ooh.
Gondorian
Nasty.
door polish. That's the new epic drop from the new raids.
Gondorian
You have to make Gondorian door polish after refining down Shelob's Icor after the raid. That's what you got to do.
Oh, good grief. Yeah.
He's just thinking about it. Like, I can't even put my mind around that. It's
All right. Let's then head to LOTRO Academy After School, episode 12B.
So what did you guys talk about?
This was after school, right?
Yeah.
We talked about after school stuff and what we've been up to since the last after school, which was what, November?
Yeah. It was, late November. Or was it early December?
Barnabas wants to know, why is it part B? Why wouldn't it be part A?
I don't know why it was 12B. There was an issue with the numbering.
Yeah, there was an issue with numbering, and Brank decided 12B.
And I don't remember what the issue was.
I would guess there already was a 12.
I'm lucky I remember that there was an issue with the numbering.
There was a 12?
Oh, I think it's because there were 2 of them in November.
Oh, that makes sense. So it couldn't be 12
Maybe.
and then 12A or 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And because 13 is unlucky. Okay.
Yeah, I think it had to do with 13 being unlucky.
Okay, well, there's that. It's like 12B 2.7. Oh, okay.
Let's then head into Critters Casual. Help! I'm 105. A full guide to fresh and returned players.
Yeah, so this is the actual article for Help I'm 105.
Cool. This is
Remember we had
in-depth.
the article a few weeks ago that this was something that Critters was working on. So there's a little fact, and then there's a full guide to 105, like what to do when you've gotten to 105. Like, okay, I'm at cap, now what? And there's some nifty hints in here about essences and virtues, and yeah, it's a very handy I got to 105, now what cap kind of thing. Like,
All right.
what you should be looking for now that you're at cap.
All right, so
And
question. Is it good? Is it good? Have you used the guide? Has anyone read the guide and validated?
I skimmed through the FAQ.
Uh-huh.
It does appear to be, it says full guide for fresh and returned players, and that's valid. If you haven't played the game for a while, there's some things you might be rusty on. If you've never played before and you're suddenly 105, don't don't laugh because it's actually easier than you might think. With the
I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I made it to level cap. How'd that happen? I was playing the game.
Well,
I can understand that.
somebody that I know started a character last week with the intent of trying to get to level 82, and actually has made it up to, what, 73 or something like that?
Something like that.
In a week.
Wow.
I know.
I know, that's without gifting.
That's just straight up leveling and playing?
Well, she did veteran status to get out of the intro, so like skipping those first, it puts you to level 5. So from like level 5 to like level 70, whatever. It's just an insane amount of playing.
That's a lot of, were there like a lot of XP boosts involved, or just straight leveling via whatever?
I think there were XP boosts involved.
There were some XP boosts
I would
involved,
think so.
but not as many as you might think.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, really, if you just quest, and you quest zones that are relatively quick in terms of not having large writing spells between hubs, it's actually pretty fast going. I would agree.
Well, and it's on a hunter too, so that helps minimize.
Well, that helps a ton, yes. I mean, you were to like do the whole, let's see, Erd Lewin, Bree, Evandim, catch a little bit of Misty Mountains, pop back over to Aregian, burn through Moria. Yeah, I could see it.
So anyway, if you get to that cap and not really paying attention to gear and essences and legendary items and all that other fun stuff, and then you get there and you're like, okay, well now what am I supposed to do?
You grind for virtues.
This is a guide for that. Well, because you have virtues, but you have all these virtues, but you've only got like 5 slots. So which virtues should you actually grind for?
Right.
So it's got that kind of information, useful stuff.
Right. Gotcha. Quick and dirty. Cool. That's pretty awesome.
Okay.
I will have to check that out. Because Carver's
I'll
been
ignore the part
up.
about.
Go ahead.
I'll ignore the bits about essences. Since I ignore that stuff.
There you go. Well, it's like Carver's been languishing. Barnabas is like, well, obviously you use the store sale to buy the LIs. That's funny. Carvet has been languishing at 103 since the last like 2 updates ago. So I probably should dust him off at some point.
Don't buy LIs. Buy Terry ponies.
Exploring Lord of the Rings. What's this all about?
All right, exploring Lord of the Rings. This is the history of the ring. That's the little thing that Gandalf is describing to Bilbo. All the history of the ring, or at least not all. He likes to leave out little details here and there.
The important ones, like the Dark
like
Overlord's got his soul bound to this thing.
Like, oh, by the way, you've got to go all the way to Mordor if you want to get rid of this thing.
Oh yeah, and it'll corrupt you until you're nothing but a shadow of your former self, and then you'll serve the Dark Lord forever if you hold on to it. Nothing major, just minor details.
Yeah,
don't worry about it, Frodo. You'll be fine.
It's okay, Frodo. You're a hobbit. You're extraordinarily resilient.
Okay, that was to Frodo, of course, not to Bilbo. That's
right.
And yeah, this is part, of course, to Professor Olsen's little series that he's doing, where he's doing his extraordinarily slow reading of The Lord of the Rings, and they are halfway through Chapter 2 after 6 weeks.
This is the most in-depth Tolkien teaching exposition / discussion probably ever.
But it's what people come for. I mean,
they still get tons and tons of people that go and they show up live in the chat hall, and then there's like hundreds more on the Discord and or the Twitch. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, if you're gonna do an in-depth reading of Tolkien, who else would you do it with other than Corey Olsen? Really?
Yeah,
He certainly doesn't know how to do a shallow reading of anything. If you ever taken one of his classes,
yeah, really.
You'll notice that he has this habit of falling behind.
It's like, what happened? Well, I got to talking, and then you never know.
Yes, that is exactly what happens. So, yes, you have to be wanting an in-depth discussion of something if you're going to listen to Corey Olsen. That's just a warning on the matter.
You just got to be willing to wade in deep.
Yes.
Grab a life preserver. You're going to be there for a while.
Yeah. Then let's head into the Family Line Part 121, which is another thing that's been going on for a while.
This is an in-depth. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Midnight Incursion.
This is in-depth. Tim has been writing forever.
Okay, but this moon here, though, looks like it's a little bit too low for it to be midnight.
True. They do a lot of stuff in the Numinous area, don't they?
Yeah, he does seem to like that area.
Well, it's gorgeous. I mean,
It's
I was
pretty.
asked today what my favorite zone in the game is. Hands down, it's still Evendim. Love it. But yeah, this is a great story. I have no idea where he is. I think I got lost somewhere in the 50s. I need to grab my tablet and get caught up.
All right. So I have a riddle for you. What do you call an elephant that cannot find its location?
Lost Defent?
Yes, that's right. A lost elephant. Which is the title of Critter's Journey 50.
Nice.
I had a feeling that's where that segue was going.
Yes. Yeah.
Only because I do the show notes.
You should have shown us so you knew it was coming. Yeah.
Those miniature elephants are so ridiculously cute.
They're
But
loud
they're
though.
so loud. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm standing in the Bree Craft Hall, and you're listening to the chatter and the people and the bands and everything else, and all of a sudden it's like, so what the heck?
You need that sound effect to go with the chopper goat.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wow.
And how much do those things cost?
The elephants, I haven't the slightest idea. They're expensive.
I don't know. Oh, so people who are trying to find out, what to spend their LOTRO points on, you can buy me out Lost Defent.
A lost event. Well, then it would become a found event. Or a follow event.
or a terrific.
A terry event. It'd be a terrible idea.
Let's see. We'll do cosmetic outfits for people in exchange for cosmetic pets from the LOTRO.
We'll dress for Mumak.
All right. Can you exchange them after you buy them in the store?
I have
Well,
a
you can
slice
send them
idea.
to somebody via mail with Mithril coins.
Oh, that's right.
We'll accessorize for Mumak. Nice.
Ah, yes.
Yes, we'll accessorize for Mumak.
Let's then head into our weekend LOTRO. Carvet, what were you up to?
Today I was discussing the continued relevance of the gray armor vendors that appear throughout the early levels of Eriador. As somebody in World Chat was like, why are these even here? And somebody said a different time and a different place. And I was like, well, they leave them there for cosmetic purposes, because you can pick up a few cool things there. And they were like, oh yeah, good point. But yeah, there was a time when you kind of actually, if you didn't get a good quest reward, might need to upgrade an armor piece. But that was well before they had skirmish camps where you could go to, crazy Hornbeard's castle of armor and just go, I got a few marks, give me a new pair of shoes. I think I need some shoulders. Those look nice. Are those level 30? Perfect. Thank you very much. It was a simpler time back then. We didn't have the skirmish camps. It was before war had really socked in Middle Earth, and skirmishes were a daily part of our lives. Continued playing a run of Forakel on my Baroning, having a lot of fun. Bought one of those big fuzzy cloaks as a back piece cosmetically from the Reputation vendor, and I must say it really rounded out the outfit. I don't have to wear that stupid bunny ear looking helmet anymore. It really matched. It really
you can always just hide the helmet.
Yeah, but it's in Forakel, and I needed a hat because it's cold in Forakel. I've discovered something in Forakel that I thought was pretty interesting. Is that if you run into a mob that you've never seen before, and even though it looks like it's on level, it might not necessarily be just there for the killing. Because I ran up to this group of Garudan thinking, oh, I've never seen these guys here before. Let me just go beat them up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were attached to the giant, nasty, super roving threat mammoth. Didn't know that until I saw this shadow, literally encroach upon my screen. I've got 3 of these guys, and they're all on level, so I'm like, no big deal. I'm whacking at them. Yeah, this is cool. And then I look up and I see this shadow crest over the hill behind me, and I actually saw the shadow on the ground in-game. And I went, wait, that's that giant Mumak. Oh gosh, and I look around and it's right on top of me, and I start running. I'm like, ah! All of them just kind of mobbed after me, but I was like, wow, that was interesting. So I learned be careful what you attack randomly, because it might be attached to something that will kill you. And then while I was running around doing errands and stuff, doing a little crafting, putting stuff in storage and whatnot, I went into the house and I played around with the interior decorations, and I actually put an end table next to my bed in my house so I could like read and then put a book down on the table. I thought that was kind of cool. But now I've got like at least 6 different taxidermy corpses to stick in my house now, because they've been dropping like crazy, all the animals I've been killing. So I've got like 3 of the frost panther saber cats, and I've got at least 1 moose head, and I'm pretty sure I've got a winter worm. So I've got all kind of stuff I can put in my house.
Don't tell Gussie you were killing moose.
I said that repeatedly while I was in the starting zone of 4Cal. I was like, don't tell Gussie. Don't tell Gussie. Yeah, that's horrible. I know. So Terry, how was your week?
Not as busy as yours, apparently, but I got a new pretty horse. So my Arkenstone Hunter got a makeover to match. So Arkenstone Hunter is running around on the new fancy horse with a brand new outfit, which actually works pretty good for Evandim. And Landval Terry is now only 5 skirmishes away from Skirmisher of Middle-earth.
Whee!
Now, is that
another skirmish deed this week?
Okay, so like 5 skirmishes away, meaning that there's only 5 deeds you have to complete, or like
there's
literally
only
5
more skirmish deeds. There's only 5 more skirmish deeds that I have to do.
Oh, okay, cool. So you just got to kill things, or is it like actually 5 skirmishes, or is it could be more skirmishes? You just have to wait until you get those deeds completed.
It's probably going to be more than 5 skirmishes because my luck is not that great. Because I run strike on Dan and Glora all the time, and I have not completed the deed for it yet. Because there's one encounter that I cannot get.
Gotcha.
That bird really likes to
that
hide.
Stupid bird really likes to hide. It does not like me.
I have
Kylie,
done that.
How was your week?
All right, we'll begin with the field trip where we completed the Moria skirmishes, which that would have been the Weas Mitz and Battle of the 21st Hall. And we had a couple of deaths in there, but fortunately not any by NPCs. So that's the good news on that matter. So we finished those up. We did the Weas Mitz with 5 and 21st Hall. We did most of it with 5, and then the person who was lagging behind managed to catch up with us and get in so that we had a full 6 just before the boss fight.
Nice.
Nice.
So we finished that up and took care of that boss fight, and somehow everybody survived, which was good news. Then after that, we then headed off into Lothlorien to talk to Haldir so that we could continue along the epic storyline. But of course, that means now it's soon for us to head into our fun little place, the Foundations of Stone.
See, Foundations is more fun with people. By itself, it's kind of lame.
Well, yeah, you do have a point with that. Then I recorded a response. We saw earlier where Anding was asking his question about what we want in Mordor. Well, I recorded a response for that, and I will be posting that tonight.
Ooh, cool.
And this is about a 20-minute response, I think, on yes, what I'm looking.
Nice. Anding asks a 3-minute question and gets a 20-minute Pinepedia article. That's fantastic.
I decided to do is that while recording this, I was running Trouble in Tuckborough tier 2 solo, and so the question was which would be finished first, the skirmish or my response, and I finished skirmish about 3 minutes before the and that's with being distracted while doing the skirmish because I am trying to respond at the same time.
Nice.
Then on my champion, I killed some salamanders and solved some riddles for some crazed man on an island in Evendim.
That guy's got issues.
He certainly has issues.
That guy's got lots of issues.
He's got lots of issues. If there's one area in Evendim that I skip routinely, it's that guy's island. I go out there on occasion, but most part, unless I'm doing the sword that was broken or the blade that was broken line, I rarely go out there because I'm like, dude, no, just no.
Oh, I decided that I might as well do it since I'm doing most of the Evendim stuff. So
Yeah.
I decided I might as well do that because my plan is to go directly from Evendim up to Forhel. So I want to make sure I do as much as possible.
Ooh,
before
yeah, that's a pretty steep jump too. I've tried that.
I'm trying to remember. I guess I better find out.
Forkel starts at 46.
Starts at 46.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty
later
steep
than I
jump.
thought.
Yeah, it's a pretty steep jump.
I thought it was somewhere around 43 or something like that.
Well, I'm in Forkel right now, and it starts at 46 and goes up from there.
Okay, so maybe I won't be able to do that.
Yeah, going. I think I usually leave Evan between 40 and 41, depending on whether I do everything. And then jumping up to 4 kills, it's a steep jump.
Okay, someone had suggested I go to the Troshals first, and perhaps I will.
Well,
actually,
it's interesting.
no, actually, my Misties might be
Misties,
better.
yeah, Misties is 40 to 45. Troshals is 35 to 40 now.
Yeah, so therefore, yeah, Misties then that makes my plan. Then at level 40, I'll jump to the Misties, do the Misty Mountains. Then I could go to Forhel and.
Yeah. Or you could jump into Angrymar for a few levels. I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, because Angrymar actually starts pretty low, up around a higher.
If you start at the village of the Earthkin, between oh god, the place that everybody knows of that's supposed to be the secret ranger camp that I can't think of right now.
Estelden.
Yeah, that place. If you get to the camp that's between Estelden and Alkhair, whatever that Limaloti or whatever it is, that starts at 40.
Yes, but that particular location, I think that I've done that enough times when I was doing recording.
I understand.
That I don't think I've done Forhel enough times yet on that. So
I got you.
I guess. So therefore, I think that's where I'm going to go. Sort of stick up in that area, skip Angmar, and then head from there into. Right, do Forhel, then go into Eregion. Then I have to decide what I'm going to do in relation to the Misty Mountains. I mean in relation to Moria.
Yeah. Well, I know that if you were to level all the way through Revendim and then hop over the Misties will take you up to 45, and you can just hop right into Forkel. It's a little bit yellow. That's what I did. And it was a little yellow. I did most of Goblin Town, but not all.
Right. And I have a feeling that I don't want to do Angmar right now because we're getting close to the time where we are going to be doing the Mordor expansion, and I don't want to do a depressed bleak landscape just before going into Mordor.
Another depressed bleak landscape? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could see why that would be kind of depressing. It's like chain leveling through Angrymar, Mirkwood, and then Mordor, and Foundations of Stone, and all the bleak and horrible areas of LOTRO, like for weeks on end. That would be like, ugh, I can't take it anymore. That's it. I'm starting a new character just so I can play in the Shire.
Right.
Just want something visceral. I'm gonna do a throwaway Hobbit minstrel, and I'm gonna grind LOTRO points. Not that I need them. I just need something happy.
And that's my week in LOTRO. Currently, our top supporter is Onishi, an officer of the Sons of Numenor on Langeville. We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon, and if you would like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us here on an episode of LOTRO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, LOTRO Players @LOTROPlayers, Forte @Forte_Maestro, Carvet @CarvetLP, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, and Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, but though please note that that show is currently on hiatus due to medical issues with Drax's family. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. And on the last Friday each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Academy After School. You join us for our live shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that's it for tonight. This is Pine Leaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.